Well, the stairs. All of a sudden, it was like I had no sense of direction, or I was like my orientation was completely thrown off, and I'm stumbling down the stairs, and I come back through the living room, and the three people that had seemed unconscious laying on the couch were now awake, but they were fighting and clawing and biting at each other. And they saw me and it stopped. And then it was me, and they were after me. And I ran out the door, and it was so dark. And I'm just running down the street, and it was then that I was aware that there were people outside in the dark in their yards, and they were clawing and wrestling and screaming and growling, and there was a sense that that's like that the feeling you have in nightmares when you it's like you've dreamed it before, and you know what's going to happen, but you can't stop it. And I saw people running like me, and I saw people fighting. I heard gunshots. I saw people trying to get into cars and get away, but the cars weren't starting. It was nothing technical or mechanical was working. It was like there was a blanket of stillness that was on everything. And as I'm moving, I'm realizing that I'm feeling very cold and very hungry, and it really hit me that I had walked into the room and I had inhaled a lot of the smoke. I went into the room, and it was like floating at that point. And all of a sudden, I just sort of lost myself. It was like going to sleep and dreaming, but without the wall of darkness that usually comes. You know, you close your eyes. There's a moment of what seems like a moment of blankness, and then all of a sudden, you're in your dream. This was just a slow swim into this state. It was this. I started to see shapes in the sky. What? Oh, some things, they looked alive. Sometimes there was lights. There was sort of just a haze over everything. There was something about wanting desperately to find a warm, living person. That's the best way to describe it. It's almost like a drive, like, and that was the thing. It was like I was starting to see those people like they were bright, and people that were, I guess, infected, whatever you want to call it, contaminated would be a better word, or dark. It was, and I was, before I knew it, I had started out running in terror, and then a second later, there's no flashlight in my hand, and I can see in the dark, and I'm hunting. And hunting through this sort of other world, very dark but still living world. And I'm in a house all of a sudden. To describe how I got there would be impossible. I mean, it was more like I said, my last real vivid memories were as I was more or less normal. But as this was unfolding, I was now in this alternate state. And I was in someone's house, and I could hear someone crying. A real human cry. And it was, there was a smell. I could smell them like they were, it's like being near a restaurant when you're really hungry and you're walking down the street and you catch a whiff of the grill, or the Mexican restaurant down the street. You start smelling it, and immediately you're just sort of like drawn to it. And the sound even was making me hungry. And I was going in, and there was some people, and they were hiding in a basement. They had the door locked, and I was pulling on the door, and I was trying to get inside, and there was a noise, and I had a sense of something else living close by. And I went to the front of the house. And there was a large sort of bay window in the living room. And I remember thinking, there's someone out there, and I want to get them. And I get to the window to see who it is, and I pull back the curtain, and I see someone walk out of the darkness. And it's a policeman, a sheriff, actually. And I could tell he was wearing the hat, the uniform that they were wearing back then. And he had a rifle. And he saw me, and I lunged at the window, and all I remember is just a flash from the barrel of the gun. And that was it. He shot me. What? Well, obviously I survived. I'm telling you the story.